This is a little bit of a old video, but there was that black girl on Dr. Phil several months back where she thinks she's white and she like hates black people. And everyone on the show was the meme that they went with against her was, "You hate yourself. You're a self-hating black woman." And now look, I'm not defending hating any group or anything, but when someone dislikes or criticizes a group that they're a part of, it's never this idea of they hate themselves. It's like, no, look, this goes to a point which I talk about a lot, which is sometimes the truth is more boring than we'd like it to be. And this is a case of that. Actually, no, that's not how it works. See, people who dislike a group of which they're a part of, so like if I criticized Jewish guys, or if a girl criticizes girls, a black girl criticizes black girls, they're not criticizing that group because they hate themselves. They're actually criticizing that group because they don't like that group. And it's more than just a black and white, like, oh, they are that group, they dislike that group, that means they dislike themselves because they that group. No, it's, again, this goes to a lack of understanding what I always talk about, group characteristics, okay? Every group has traits, has characteristics, and there's people that are exceptions to that group. And without exception, people who criticize a group that they're a part of are the exception to that group. So, in other words, this black girl on Dr. Phil, she was criticizing black people because she felt different from them. She was criticizing them because she thinks that that she's not like them, that they're different than her, because she doesn't fit in. She's different from black. And this idea of like, oh, you must be self-hating if you criticize a group that you're a part of. You hate yourself. It's like, it's this very black and white understanding of like, there's, all that exists is there's someone in that group and that's it. They're in that group. That it's like, no, there's characteristics of that group and there's people that are exceptions, that are the odd one out. And when you don't understand that there's group characteristics, then all you see is like, that group, they don't like that group, they hate themselves. Like, do you see how stupid it is? I don't know if you can follow this point or not, but I'm just saying, when people this idea of like self-hating, that's never a thing. Like if a girl said that she hates girls, it's because she hates them because she feels she's different from them. She hates them for being different from her, not because she hates herself. If a Chinese man criticizes other Chinese men, it's because he feels that he's different, he's the odd one out. And if you don't understand that there are people who are exceptions to the general characteristics of their group, then all you're gonna see is they that group, black and white, they hate themselves, they that group. But it's like, you have to have a little bit of a nuanced understanding. And I'm sorry, the truth is boring. Like, it would be so fun to say, like, oh, you hate yourself. Look in the mirror. You hate yourself. But it's just like that. That's actually not how it is. Actually, they hate that group. Don't make excuses for people who hate. What are you doing? Why are you justifying hate? There are people that just hate that group. And yes, they are a part of that group. Here's where you gotta have a nuanced understanding. Yes, they may be a part of that group. That doesn't mean they hate themselves. That means they hate that group because they're different from that group.